Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family, because in this important news update, I'll be answering the question of whether or not President Biden is serious about sending out the fourth stimulus check. So be sure to stay until the end of this video. Now there are multiple lawmakers that have agreed to send out monthly payments of $1,200 to eligible Americans.
I anticipate and feel certain that we will have a strong bipartisan vote. And we take some pride in the fact that, as I said earlier, congressional Democrats in the Senate and in the House were able to flip this over from corporate trickle-down Republican version to bubble-up worker first, families first legislation.
It is possible that a new budget plan is going to provide low-income families with more financial assistance. President Biden is still overseeing a huge bipartisan infrastructure bill that will see more than $1 trillion spent on roads and bridges. And it seems quite clear, everybody, that public debt will rise as a result of the infrastructure bill. The deficits will reach $2 trillion within 10 years. Now there are several Democrats, everybody, concerned about the American people, and they are trying to get more stimulus relief sent out. And this is what I mean, everybody. Democratic lawmaker Ilhan Omar, along with several other Democrats, have proposed legislation that would send out regular stimulus checks or guaranteed income through monthly payments of up to $1,200 and $600 for children. The Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar announced the proposal and said that poverty is a choice.
Emergency. The bill that was passed in the Senate last night and that we will take up tomorrow is about mitigation. Mitigation for all the loss that we have in our economy while still addressing the emergency health needs that we have in our country. And next, we'll go from emergency mitigation to recovery.
And fellow Democratic Representative Dwight Evans of Pennsylvania have also endorsed the bill. In an official statement about the stimulus bill, Ilhan Omar said, "For too long, we have prioritized endless growth while millions of people are hungry, homeless, and without health care. The crisis has laid bare these inequalities. We as a nation have the ability to make sure everyone has their basic needs met." Do you support this fourth stimulus check of $1,200 a month? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
All that I am asking is a simple request. Bring the bill to the floor. Not even asking you to vote for it. Bring the bill to the floor. And on top of everything else, we need 60 votes to pass.
And don't forget, everybody, Ilhan Omar pointed to pilot programs in various places across the country that have provided guaranteed income to some Americans. The Congresswoman argued that the United States should become the leader in measuring and safeguarding our people's economic well-being. Plus, many other Democrats said that we need a paradigm shift in how we measure and evaluate our economy. This means that more stimulus relief must be sent out, and many more people are in need of fourth stimulus checks. So if this fourth stimulus check and fourth stimulus bill were to be approved, it would not immediately begin sending out $1,200 checks to most Americans. Instead, it is set to create a $2.5 billion grant program.
The same Republicans who slipped a $135 billion tax break for multimillionaires and billionaires into the last coronavirus relief package are now telling 29 million Americans who do not have enough food to eat that we cannot afford to help them feed their families.
And the programs will be studied from 2023 to 2027. The legislation will provide $1,200 per month to people making $75,000 or less per year. The heads of households with an income of up to $112,500 would receive $1,200 under the program, so you would receive a $1,200 stimulus check. And $600 would also be provided for each minor dependent. The guaranteed income plan is also similar to the 3 stimulus checks, everybody, that were sent out in the last years. Through the Bipartisan CARES Act in March 2020, the government provided most Americans with one-time payments of up to $1,200. And the same should happen again, everybody, because while the unemployment benefits are being cut, many Americans are still in need of financial assistance. Do you guys agree? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no.
$8.3 billion for research, for vaccine, for a cure. And that's, of course, the light at the end of the tunnel. but funding for testing, very important so that we know we can take inventory of the challenge that we face, and more importantly, that we can address each family's concerns about this. The next bill was about masks, so that we can test, among other things. Emergency. The bill that was passed in the Senate last night and that we will take up tomorrow is about mitigation for all the loss that we have in our economy, while still addressing the emergency health needs that we have in our country. And next, we'll go from emergency mitigation to recovery in terms of where we go to grow the economy, to create more jobs in light of the reality that we've just been through. So right now we have the legislation that will come to the floor tomorrow. I anticipate and feel certain that we will have a strong bipartisan vote. And we take some pride in the fact that, as I said earlier, congressional Democrats in the Senate and in the House were able to flip this over from corporate trickle-down Republican version to bubble-up worker first, families first legislation. Again, we have some other things we want to do, but first we want to take pride in what happens there. For workers, we were able to get, of course, extended from what the Republicans wanted, and expanded unemployment insurance. This is so very, very important. Of course, in terms of funds that go to major corporations or companies or anyone, the direct condition is that, for example, with the airlines, that the money that is given to the airlines is given to the workers directly. Just a pass through, it goes directly to the workers, and have some conditions on for other money that goes to any of these companies, that they have no buybacks, no dividends, no bonuses, all of those kinds of concerns that are so offensive that happened before with federal funds infused into their entities. So we're very happy about all of that. One of the differences, as I said, they're corporate down, we're bubble up from workers. I think was demonstrated